I have all 4 new Kalotinis for you, and I'm going to tell you all my thoughts on them, and I'm going to rank them in the order of my favorites, starting with least favorite. Let's go. Once again, Theodoros Kalotinis dropped 4 new Gourmands. He is like the gourmand king. And this time he did them all in the X-Straight version, which is this packaging versus the more modest packaging. And it's a little bit more expensive than these, but again, higher concentration. So he released Matcha Ice Cream, Tiramisu, Marzipan, and Peach Macaron. Now, Peach Macarons or rather just macarons, are my favorite dessert. Tiramisu used to be, I had a few really bad tiramisus, and it kind of just, I lost my faith in them. I wasn't enjoying it as much. I'm not a huge matcha tea fan. However, I did recently get super in love with the matcha lattes from Coffee Tea Leaf, and I just bought the powder. So I mix that. I either do that powder with hot milk and it makes a hot latte, and it's basically like matcha powder and a boatload of sugars and creamer, or you can add it with milk and ice and get a frozen drink. And I really like those. And all right, let's get into these. So the matcha ice cream, since we went there, let's do this one. Now this one changes a little bit. This one I find to be the most dynamic of them. And like I said, I'm not a big fan of just plain matcha tea itself. I find it a little bitter maybe, but this is an ice cream and it definitely has that milk aspect to it, along with a little bit of that freshness. But to me, it definitely has that matcha and cream and sugar in here. Now it changes a little bit. So it opens sweet, like that fresh, to me, that latte. You do get little hints of freshness on it, but to me, it's the sillage. The sillage, to me, I just kept getting triggered that I literally had to make one of those lattes. And since I'm on the carnivore diet, I had to make it for my mom so that I could show it to you here. And then I had her drink it. But I did have a sip of it. And I was like, yeah, this is just like, it's just taking my mind there. Now, full disclosure, I don't think this one's blind buy safe. I would definitely try it. I liked it. My mother absolutely hated it. And really, she doesn't often dislike something on me, but she didn't like it. And I was surprised. But again, she doesn't like matcha either at all, except for that latte that I made for her. And even then she was like, you made this too sweet. I didn't add any sugar. And even then, like, she wasn't getting that latte from this perfume the way I was. And I think it smelled better on me. She said she got it on her by accident. I'm pretty sure she sprayed it because I had it laying in the kitchen when I took the video, and she sprayed it on herself and then she was irritated. So she didn't like it. I loved it. I was surprisingly liked it. However, I think this one still out of the 4 ended up last place because I really like these better. There is a certain freshness, but to me, I get so much of that sweet cream in here, that like sugar cream that makes ice cream or the latte. That's what I get. Like, I get so much of that. I just think that's so good. It's that sugary smell I like. Now the Peach Macaron, let's move on to this one. The Peach Macaron also changes. Now I love the opening. I get this, it's definitely like a peach macaron with that crispy crust. I get this hint of powdered sugar, like a dusting of it for the first minute maybe. As it dries, I mean, you could get that chewy center, but I get almost like peach gummy rings is what I get. I can't get that out of my mind. And once my mind goes somewhere, it's really hard when it locks in on a fragrance. I get peach gummies, which is a little bit of a different kind of peach. So it's very peach. It's not quite as fresh peach as I was expecting, or as sweet, kind of delicate peach, because they're very delicate, airy, puffy kind of desserts. I got a more dense peach in here, a very dense, chewy, like the gummies. I really got that, almost like a hint of artificial peach in here. But as you're wearing it, it's beautiful. It's great in the spring and the summer. I'm not sure how much I like this one. I have my favorite. Like, I definitely have a favorite in the pick here, and it's the one I just gravitate to. Now, the peach, it's definitely peachy. You are gonna get peach on this one. A fresh, juicy, dense peach. Not peach like the fruit by any stretch. It's definitely not a fruit peach. It's definitely a crafted peach scent, which is why I say a peach candy kind of fragrance. It has that kind of peach scent. Tiramisu, like I said, was always one of my favorite desserts. And who can deny that creamy mascarpone cream with some espresso in there, dusting of cocoa powder. You smell this and you definitely get that instant espresso powder in here along with the cocoa powder with this undertone of creamy, fluffy cream in here. Now, it's definitely a predominant coffee to me, which had me thinking of the coffee fragrance, and I wanted to kind of compare them a little bit because he did them both so well, and they both really smell like this authentic coffee. Now, the Coffee Addict, this is pretty much what put him on the map. This one went super viral, Coffee Addict, if you haven't tried it. Coffee Addict to me is like, I've got my face in a bag of coffee beans, like fresh coffee beans. And they even have a slight caramelized kind of feel to those coffee beans. Like they might be a delicately, I want to say like caramel flavored coffee beans, but it's not that strong of a caramel. It's a hint of this caramelized kind of feel on these roasted coffee beans. So good. If you enjoy that smell, that's what this gives. Where this is more of that cocoa, that dusting of, it's really instant espresso powder. So it's instant espresso and cocoa powder is what I get here. A very different, sweet kind of fragrance. This is so good. This is really good. I like the tiramisu. Now they're all lasting really well, like really well. Just ask my mother because she couldn't get matcha off. And she only sprayed her hand a little bit. Now, my favorite is definitely Marzipan. Now, if you don't know, Marzipan's a German treat. It's a German dessert. It's an almond paste. And if pasta is to Italians and baklava is to Greeks, Marzipan is to Germans. We're like synonymous with Marzipan. My parents are German immigrants. I grew up with so much Marzipan, and it's not marzipan. I think a lot of Americans say that. It's Marzipan. A Z is pronounced as a TZ. So it's matzi, a marzipan. And the pan is like panna cotta, like pan, not pan. So it's, I know Americans like to pronounce it that way, but if you want to know, that is the correct German way, is Marzipan. Marzipan is, yeah, he nailed it. Like, it's so good. And I'm going to be critical because I'm German. Like, I want good Marzipan. And I'm so delighted that the one I cared the most about and was probably the most skeptical about, I thought it's not going to really smell, like it can't. Like, it's too personal to me. And when it's really personal, you kind of raise, you don't think about it, but you kind of raise the bar a little bit. Like, nah, you know, like maybe you take your hot sauce seriously or something like that where you're like, nah, babe, like you're going to have to really bring it for this. And he brought it. I was impressed. It's, oh, okay. It stays this beautiful, sweet almond paste. Now, it's pretty linear, this one. I find this one and tiramisu to be really linear, unlike Matcha Ice Cream and the Peach Macaron. I find those two to be a little more dynamic, whereas these two, the two I prefer, to be more linear. And it lasts, and it's this beautiful, sweet confection of almond. Oh, man, he did so good on that. I mean, I love marzipan. We always have marzipan in the house. It's terrible, and it's the one thing I miss on this diet. Am I talking about the diet too much? These things are hard. Now, appetite. I gotta tell you, the Matcha Ice Cream definitely gave me that appetite. It was really hard on this diet to be wearing that perfume. I didn't have the issue with this or tiramisu And the peach, definitely, it wasn't like it smells like the peach fruit, it smells like peach candy, that it wasn't appetite inducing, which is really nice for me because I'm struggling with that lately with the fragrances. But I think for the win is Marzipan to me. I think that's the win. That's the win. Oh man, I like this one. Which ones have you tried yet, and what is your favorite? And I will leave a link down below. I do carry Kalotinis in my store. I do still have a few in stock, a couple, not a lot. I'll have to get another shipment. And then you can always use my code too at my own store. You can always use Greta 10 too to save a little bit. But man, yeah, he did good on those. He did good. The Marzipan just stole my heart. It stole my heart. I like that one. What's your favorite? Let me know. And if you're not currently subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I want to add real quick too that one of the fragrances he launched in the winter time, like around Christmas, like a year and a half ago, that I wasn't so sure I loved at the time, I've actually surprisingly liked it in the heat. I happened to just smell it again and really enjoyed it. It's one of those fragrances that I guess just did better in the summer, and it's the Caramel Oud. If you have this one, give it another shot. I was actually really surprised how nice this one was in the summer heat. The way it was really sweet, and I would have thought it was too warm. The way it's this caramelized, I think there's macarons in here too. It's definitely like sweet confections with this oud, and he did it really nicely, and it's a sweet treat oud. It's not a dark skanky oud. He did really well with that contrast and giving it like a caramelized oud kind of feel to it, that I really enjoyed this one. And for the price too, I mean, it's like $55, 50 euros. Like, it's kind of a really good deal that I was surprised how much better it smelled in the summer. So, or spring, I should say, in the spring. So just give it a shot. See you in the next one. Mwah.